Today in the studio, we've got local musician Ed Cole here with us today. Hey Ed, how you doing?
Pretty good, Pi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show today.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been playing music?
In the summer of 1984, I was 13 years old, and that's when I picked up electric guitar. So about that long.
Have you always played guitar?
Yeah. I always have. I mean, I played guitar before I knew how. I just kind of banged on it, bang, 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 as best I could, and I worried about tuning starting at age 13. I think puberty had something to do with tuning. All of a sudden, I realized that it was kind of girl repellent if your guitar's out of tune.
Yes, I could see how that could be. Tell me about some of the bands that you've been in, past and present.
My first band was with my friend Bear, and he's a notable multi-instrumentalist who went on to be in the band Mr. Bungle. And
I've heard of Mr. Bungle.
yeah, they're well known in certain avant-garde circles. But he and I played through high school a bit, and then I had a hardcore band called Garden Weasel in the early 1990s. That was a very fun band. Played a lot of gigs in Northern California, and other notable bands I've been in have been the Naysayers, Activator, White Hot Odyssey, and Ed Cole and the College Girls of Tora Bora. And those are all past. My current bands are the Underlings, which is my long-running punk band, and then Thundering Asteroids, of course.
Great.
Yeah.
I love both of your bands, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah.
So I heard that you've got a solo project going on.
It's no lie. I have a solo project going on.
Yeah?
And, I do a lot of songwriting, and I had a bunch of songs that didn't fit into the mold of a loud punk rock band, so I'm making a quiet acoustic record with a variety of musicians. So there's a lot of other instruments, like cello, mandolin, slide guitar, harmonica, stuff that I've never messed around with before. It's going for my sensitive side on this one.
Cool. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I mean to have it out by about February 1st. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you moved up here from Eugene within the last few years, right?
Right.
So how would you compare the scene here in Portland? How are you liking the music scene and people here in Portland compared to Eugene?
I like both scenes a whole lot. I mean, Eugene's full of really great players. It's just a little more insulated than Portland. Portland's kind of got a little more don't give a fuck attitude. It's like if you're into punk rock, do your thing. It's cool. If you're into some other crappy kind of music, people are into it. It's fine. There's room for everybody up here. But I think in Eugene, it kind of went across all stylistic boundaries. The hippies kind of mix with the punks a bit, and the acoustic people. It all kind of got mashed together because there really wasn't enough of any one kind to have one kind of music scene for each genre. So I'm really fond of Eugene because it's a really really great place. But I'm really happy in Portland. It's kind of opened some new doors for me.
Nice.
I'm having a ball. I'm having a lot of fun.
Good. Well, we're glad you're here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're married and your wife is a musician and you've
Right.
got some kids. So how do you and your wife make playing music work with your family and everything else you have going on?
Oh, it's a logistical struggle. Like yesterday, we each had a band practice, and we had to put the whole family in the car and drive to Eugene. I had practice with the Underlings. She had practice with the Homemakers. Kind of split the babysitting, got some food, and came back. So I mean, we do that like a couple times a month, and we just kind of make room for it in each other's lives. She's really generous and allowed me to have a lot of time to focus on having like 2 bands and a solo project this year. I'm kind of hogging the scene right now. But she'll get her time to do what she needs to do too. So we kind of just make it work.
Okay.
But it gets crazy sometimes. We don't always see a lot of each other because we're always scheduled doing something.
Yeah. I can imagine it'd be really busy, especially if
Yep.
you're playing in bands out of town and like driving to Eugene and.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we always try to make a night of it. Stay down there, see some friends.
Nice.
Come back, go other places. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps going. I don't know how to not do it though. If I ever have a time when I don't have a gig, I feel very anxious because I'd always like to have a gig on the books. It just seems natural.
Gotta make the rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, speaking of making rock and roll, you got some shows coming up?
I've got a couple. December 19th in Eugene. It's Underlings, Homemakers, and Soothsayers, and blanking on the other band, its name. Sorry, guys. Swing Letters from Corvallis. And then on the Saturday, December 20th, it's Punk Drunk Christmas version 4.0, and that's with Thundering Asteroids and many other bands. Yeah, you guys will have to fill them in because it's not all on the top of my head. Yeah.
Let me see if I can remember.
Oh, that's at the Tonic too.
Yes.
December 20th.
December 20th, Punk Drunk Christmas 4, The
Right.
War on Christmas,
Right.
right? Thundering Asteroids, and The Tanked, and Lexi Vex and the Modern Gentleman, and World War IV.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be rad.
It is gonna
cool,
be awesome.
Man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show in Eugene on the 19th at Lucky's. Yeah, I don't usually think about these things. I just kind of drive around in circles till I find the gig.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the show today. It's good to see you.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, thanks, Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to rock out with you at Punk Drunk Christmas version 4.0.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All
Rock.
right. Thanks.
Cutting loose, he's drinking juice.